Know your resume inside and out. Yes, I am stating the obvious, but I have conducted interviews where candidates, I've had the resume in front of me, they've answered questions that don't align to the dates or even the roles. So you need to be very familiar with your resume. You don't want to turn up to an interview unable to line up the information with the questions. So, even getting things like your dates wrong or your roles wrong is going to put doubt in the interviewer's mind. So make sure that you study your resume, you know which dates go with which company and with which role. Often when we're in an interview, we are under pressure, and it's really easy to forget. It's easy to kind of get muddled even and think, oh my God, was that the Telstra role? Was that the double AMI role? Those things happen, but they will happen less if you are really familiar with your resume. You know chronologically how things happened, where you worked, what you did, what you accomplished. And that only happens with studying your resume thoroughly. That goes for anything, doesn't it? If we want to get good at anything, it's practice, practice, practice. So apart from practicing interviews and getting coaching on interview techniques, you want to be super, super familiar with the contents of your resume. You also want to make sure that your resume lines up with what you're putting out on LinkedIn. Dates, companies, roles, accomplishments, tasks, responsibilities, that they all line up. Because it's not hard for people to check. Everything's, especially on LinkedIn, it's out there for the public to see. Make sure that it matches what you're going to present as your resume document. And these days, LinkedIn and resumes count for a lot. Both those documents are very important in the job seekers process and in the hiring process. So be familiar with your resume, know your LinkedIn, know your dates, know your roles, know your accomplishments, and don't get caught out in an interview by not being prepared and not being very familiar with your professional experience.